Welcome back to the grind for another Act 7.2 guide. This is going to be quest number 2 with the Ebb and Flow Intercept and Foresight lane. It also has combo party, so the higher you get your combo meter, the more cruelties you will get, but that means if you do get struck, the more cruelties you have, the higher damage you will take in return. Now, I brought in Wasp as part of the Ghost synergy, but Wasp is actually a good champion for this lane, not because she has any particular utility, but because she hits pretty hard. And so once you stack up the Foresight buff as well as the Ebb and Flow is turned off, and then you chain on your heavy attacks and get some really big crits, you can deal some pretty big numbers. Look at the numbers on this special 2 as well. So I found Wasp was actually a pretty solid choice for me. Not useless, but obviously if you're bringing Ghost, you're probably going to be able to clear it all with Ghost. Now you got to make sure you always remember to time the protection, because you can see that is not based on every time you intercept. It's actually based on a timer. So once the timer's off, you will then have to intercept. Whereas the Foresight buff refreshes every time you intercept. So now that we've intercepted again, we've gotten rid of the protection, and now we have both the Foresight and the Ebb and Flow Furies active and can deal some huge damage. The next fight we have is against Cosmic Ghost Rider, and in this fight I'm using Dr. Doom. And really this lane doesn't have any specific champion requirements. You can use pretty much anyone, but we'll see that there are certain champions that make this easier. The champions that make it easier are the ones that have easy access to intercepts, like Elsa Bloodstone, like Ghost, like Bullman. And so there are some that will give you easy access to that Foresight Fury, but if you just do a dashback intercept or practice that in arena before you come into here, you'll be able to get that down pretty quick. So what we're doing with Dr. Doom is just trying to find openings for us to get that Foresight Fury active and then throw off our damage at that time. And look at that 46k heavy attack. So then we go and throw off our special 3, and after that ends, we go into our Doom rotation, throw off that special 1 to give us 2 bars of power, and then we get a cheeky little holding block and then dash intercept as he comes in to get that Foresight Fury and throw off that special 2 with the Doom's Fury active as well to finish off the fight. Now we come back into this fight with Wasp again, because why not use her? She's still got some health left. We had a little bit of trouble getting our first intercept here, but once we get that, things are going to go a little bit smoother, and we're not actually going to watch the entire fight here. There's our first intercept, throwing off our heavy attack at the end there for some nice big damage. We're going to skip ahead to where we throw off the special 3, and I was actually quite surprised at how much damage we got off of this. We throw our heavy attack before going into the special 3 with both the Furies active, and look at that 20% damage from that special 3, and then we just have to finish off the fight real quick and move on to the next fight, which is going to be Airwalker. Now Airwalker is one of the champions on this lane that you might want to specifically bring a counter for, depending on your comfort level with this champion. Dr. Doom works perfectly fine, and he did really well on this fight, as he usually does, because he can nullify, he can power control. You can just go into the Doom rotation and not really have to worry about Airwalker's abilities much at all, trying to get your intercepts as much as possible. And we're not going to watch this entire fight. Basically all the same principles apply. The next fight is Daredevil Hell's Kitchen, and he's one that is somewhat annoying for people who rely a lot on parrying. So bringing in a champion that can avoid having their parries shrugged off might be useful. I did mess up a little bit here, but Nick Fury is a great champion for Ebb and Flow Intercept as well as Foresight, because the bleeds do so much damage. When you do get that intercept as well and get those bleeds amped up, you really start to melt the champion down very quickly. So that bleed damage just goes nuts when you get those intercepts lined up correctly. And he can be used for many of the fights on this path as well. So we're going to skip ahead a little bit here to not waste too much of our time. Now the next fight is the champion, and Dr. Doom is a great option for this fight as well, because he gets the class advantage and can control buffs as well. Again, trying to make the most of the intercepts as much as possible. And again, we're skipping through some of this stuff here, and there we throw off our special 2 with the Furies active. But because this is the last fight on the path and I totally forgot to use my Ghost, I decided to quit out so I could come in with Ghost and make some mistakes at the start there, obviously. But to highlight that Ghost can be used to take advantage of the Foresight with very easy access to intercepts when you phase and then attack in early after he attacks you. You can get that Foresight buff to maximize your damage. So I hope this video was helpful. Let me know what champions you use for this lane, and I hope to see you in the next video.